Welcome to Satish Speaks on Global Trade and Geopolitics, powered by NavaTies International Trade and Engagement Platform. This is your host, Satish Kota. Today in this session, we will discuss about few things related to Maldives. President Mohammad Muizzu said, "We may be small, but you cannot bully us." Also, he told the Indian military personnel to be withdrawn by March 15th. He again has reached out to China, Turkey and Pakistan for import of products and commodities to replace India. But can he really do that? Now, who supports Maldives the most in trade? Let us try to evaluate the top 20 sectors that is being imported by Maldives, whether from India or China. But before we start, can I request you to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon and also give your comment to it. Your comments are very important for us to make better content related to international trade. Before we begin, let's give points 0 and 0 to India and China and start evaluating the 20 sectors. The first, total imports. Maldives imports 3.5 billion worth of products, whereas India exports 485 million, that is 13.6%. China exports 569 million, that is 15.95%. Now China wins this round. Second, tourism. Maldives imports or earns about 2.09 billion on tourism, that is about 30% of their GDP. Whereas India's share is 11%, that's about 230 million. China's share is 9.8%, that is 204 million. Now India wins this round. Number 3, round 3, machinery and appliances. Maldives imports $313 million worth of imports, machinery and appliances. India's share is about 39 million, that is 12.41%, whereas China exports 92 million, that's 29.45%. China wins this round. Next, round 4, electronic items. Maldives imports $285 million of electronic items. India's export is 31.5 million, that is 11.06%, whereas China exports 137 million, that is 47.99%. China again wins this round. Round 5, stones and cement. Maldives imports $108 million worth of stones and cements. India's exports is 63 million, that is 58.36% of the share, and China exports 1.76 million, that is 1.62%. India wins this round. Round 6, iron and steel items. Maldives imports $108 million worth of iron and steel items. India's exports is 21.9 million, that is 20.26%, whereas China exports 49.8 million, that is 46%. China wins this round. Round 7, plastic items. Maldives imports $100 million worth of plastic items, whereas India's exports is 31.4 million, that is 31.4%. China exports 23.6 million, that's about 23.5%. India wins this round. Round 8, meat and meat products. Maldives' total imports is about $96 million, out of which India exports $10 million, that is 10.3%, whereas China exports 0.55 million, which is 0.57%. India wins this round. Round 9, furniture and mattresses. Maldives imports $91 million worth of furniture and mattresses. India exports 5.6 million, which is 6.19%, whereas China exports 46.6 million, which is 51%. China wins this round. Round 10, wood and articles. Total $90 million worth of imports is what Maldives does for goods and articles. India exports 2.7 million, that is 3%, whereas China exports $25 million, that is 27.76%. China wins this round. At this level, India is at 4, China is at 6. Now let's look at the next 10. Round 11, dairy and eggs. Maldives imports $88.6 million of dairy and eggs. India's exports is 13.1 million, that is 14.83%, whereas China exports 0.36 million, 0.41%. India wins this round. Round 12, fruits and nuts. Maldives imports is $77 million of fruits and nuts. India's exports 13.4 million, that is 17.5%, whereas China's exports is 0.44 million, that is 0.58%. India wins this round. Round 13, vegetables. Total 71.5 million imports is what Maldives does. India's exports is 22.5 million, that is 31.5% market share, whereas China does 4.4 million, that is 6.22%. India wins this round. Round 14, vehicles. Total Maldives imports is 65.7 million and India's exports is 4.5 million, 6.84%, and China does 18.2 million, 27.74%. China wins this round. Round 15, beverages. Maldives imports of beverages is 55.5 billion, whereas India's exports is 1.85 million, that is 3.2% of the market share, and China is 0.11 million, that is 0.2% market share. India wins this round. Round 16, pharmaceuticals. Maldives import is $54.2 million worth, and India's export is 26.8 million, that is 49.3%, and China's exports is 0.37 million, that is 0.7%. India win this round. Round 17, medical equipments. Total import is 47.6 million imports. India's exports is 10.9 million, that is 23% of market share, and China 6.86 million, that is 14.4% market share. India wins the round. Round 18, bakery products. Total of $44.1 million worth of imports is done. India's export is 4.4 million, that is 9.98% of the market share. China 0.74 million, that is 1.69% market share. India wins. Round 19, cereals. Maldives imports 24.3 million imports. India's exports 18.9 million, which is 77.85%, whereas China is 0.02 million, that is 0.08%. India takes the lead. Last but not the least, round 20, sugar and confectionery. Maldives imports $11.6 million worth of sugar and confectionery. India's exports 4.82 million, that is 42%. China's exports 0.2 million, that is 1.7%. Again, India wins the round. Now, if you look at the total, India wins on 13 points, whereas China wins only on 7 points. And if you look at the sectors, primary areas, India wins mainly in pharmaceuticals and medical products and food related products, whereas China does in machinery and those kind of activities, whereas infrastructure is shared by both at various levels. Now, if you look at what is most important, that is to be understood. Does Maldives have the courage to say no to all Indian products and stay away from the basic necessities like food and medicine, whereas go with China to only take care of their infrastructure requirements? This is something Maldives have to think very strongly. And can they replace really with Turkey, Pakistan for all the Indian products, which definitely is not possible at all. This information has been brought to you by NavaTies, a simplifying international trade and engagement platform. It is a one-stop solution for new and existing exporters or importers and service provider in the international space. NavaTies has an Exim hub that helps both buyer and seller with engaging a variety of solutions around it. Before we end, can I request you once again to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon and give your comments. Your comments are very important to us to provide you with better content. Thank you for watching this video. Let us meet again in the next session. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.